Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first of many Fire Emblem Fates modding tutorials. My name is June, and I'll be showing you how to create a profile for your Paragon program and how to create your first own custom item in Fire Emblem Fates. If you're on my Discord already, we have a written tutorial for everything separately, but to make this video worth my time and also the first one to make for this one, we're going to do first setting up how to make a profile for Paragon and to make a new item in Fates. So, first off, you can already see that I have Paragon open. You're going to need the brand new one. Link will be in the Discord for stuff. Just look in there. I don't want to really link it on my YouTube channel here, so let's not do that, but let's make it simple. You're going to hit the new button and you're going to make a new program project name. So I'm going to do this as video tutorial. We're going to choose English NA, and the game will be FE14, which is Fates. Now here's the part that gets interesting with certain people when it comes to learning and how to do certain things. First off, you need to have a ROMFS directory, which is the game dump of the game. If you have the hardware version, you have to dump the game on your hardware, your homebrew device. You can Google that on anything. I'm not going to show it to you here because it's going to take too much time for me. I'm trying to make this simple, quick, and easy to learn. So if you have what I have, or an emulator like Citra, you can right click on Special Edition or any of the games of Fates, go scroll down until you see Dump ROMFS. Once you do that, it's going to dump the game. I'll do it for you guys just so you can understand where you're going to find the dump of the game. So we're going to dump Fates, and as it's doing that, I'm going to also start preparing the next part, which is the output directory. This is where you're going to have all your changes. All the stuff you've done, what you've changed, you saved, all your additions or whatever will be in a location where you're going to dump it for your save. So for our case, we're going to call this the video tutorial project. This way I can keep track of what I'm doing as I'm working with you guys. So this is the video tutorial 1, alright? Now the game has finished dumping. It'll be in your ROMFS. You'll look through here, and you're going to choose or look for it from Citra. The way you can do that as well is you can go here. Actually, you can't go there, huh? I thought you could. Well, guess not. You'll have to go into your roaming, Citra, dumps, and then Fates, which is going to be 197800, which is for the special edition. This is where you're going to either keep it here and make it your Paragon directory to extract ROMFS. If not, you can move it or put it somewhere else, like I have. Here are my game versions. Right here. Alright? Keep that together. Now, to make the profile, you're going to choose for your extract over here in my game versions, the folder of the number name. That is going to be the ROMFS directory. The output, like I said, anything you put with your changes, your saves, stat replacements, stuff like that will be in this folder. Go to your projects, choose that folder, select it, and then save. If it worked, that means that the next window should pop up here at the very bottom that it worked here. You double click, and boom, we are now inside Paragon. Now it's time for us to actually modify the game. So if you've gotten to this point, that means you want to learn how to make items. Items are actually very easy and simple to do. The only thing you cannot do without it, the only thing you can't really do with items is have unique models that you want to put in. Like, let's say you wanted to put in Alm's Blade or a Keyblade. You can't do that unless you have the model or someone made it for you or it's imported, yada yada yada. All the stuff right there. Legal standpoint stuff. Can't talk about it and whatnot. But we're going to make this simple. If you want to edit an item, you click on that item section that I clicked on. Then you'll be brought to this window. The entire part to the left is going to be your items. So we're going to create an item rather than edit one. You can edit one anytime here. And everything's pretty self-explanatory from the moment you see it. Range and all the other fun stuff. But we're going to do a simple one for this one. We're going to do weapons like a sword. So here's the bronze sword. We're going to make a new weapon that looks just like the bronze sword. So here's what we do. You first click up here in the top left on add. From there, you're going to look at the bottom and you're going to see your new item here. It says item 356. That's the brand new ID number. Make sure you do this way. From here, we're going to copy the entries of the bronze sword. To save us time, you can hit copy to after clicking on bronze sword. And then you select item 356. Now at the bottom, it's here. We've made a duplicate of the bronze sword, but we want to have our own stats, our own name, and everything. This is what you need to understand here. At the top of the screen, you'll see ID, name, and description, etc. I will go over each one as we go through it. The very top, IID is a unique ID for the item. This means we should name it something that's we're going to make it unique. Let's call this ID underscore Neo Blade. Alright. From that point, you're going to go down to where MIID is and change this to also Neo Blade. The reason why the M is in front of the IID is to differentiate the descriptions whenever they are found. So MIID is going to be the physical name that people will see. So we're going to call this actually Neo Blade. That's what this bottom section is for. Next is the description of the item. MIID H. The H is added as a descriptor. So you're going to change this again to Neo underscore Blade. And then the description could be whatever you'd like it to be. Let's say OP Sword Poggers. At the top, you can tell that it also tells you here. You could put the stats, what exactly triggers it, yada yada yada. But you can make it simple and just give it a simple description. On the right side of this area now, you can see the weapon category. Because this is a sword, we're going to keep it as a sword. This doesn't really matter for the non-weapon category. And then when it comes to item position, you might want to change it. And this point here can be anything at 3K, can be anything here, but you want to keep it somewhere near where the swords are going to load in. So the last sword on here is 130. So if you go over here to Neo Blade, you can change it to 131. It will not override anything, as even if Bronze Lance comes in, it won't do anything bad. It also doesn't cover 131, so that's really good. Alright, so the Neo Blade has been created as its own position and everything. Now the stats. You choose what you'd like to do. I'm not going to do anything special here. You can I'll make it a 100 might sword, whatever. It's going to be here, okay? The next page is the flags. Flags you don't need to worry about. They're only for unique situations. Read through them, and then you'll understand what they're for. If you have any questions, please ask in the troubleshoot section of the Discord. Lastly, we need to figure out how we can test this item. The only way that I can show you at the moment is to buy it through the shop. So I'll make this simple with how you see it. Dawn stock are birthright buildings. Dusk stock are conquest buildings. And in these buildings, Dawn and Dusk are the weapons. Rod stock is the birthright items, and staff stock is the conquest items. Again, they're their respective faction sides, and they are the rod shop and the staff shop. Hoshido event and stuff like these do not really matter, but it basically means they can be found randomly. The same thing with Dawn Lottery. If you have a Dawn Lottery, there's no chance that it will show up. So Dusk Lottery actually gives it an opportunity to show up. The base price is 500 while you sell it for 250. On the right side, you don't have to worry about this too much. You can keep this as is with the miscellaneous and the unknown section. Okay, now that you've made your item entry, we're going to go to how it will look like. You're going to need to copy and paste this ID, the IID up here at the very top. So mine is IID underscore Neo underscore Blade. We're going to now go to ROM 1 on the right side here. When you click on ROM 1, you're going to be introduced to a bunch of item stuff here. Just like before, on top left, you're going to click Add. And if you can, look for Bronze Sword. We're going to click Copy To. We're going to go down to Item. And now we go to the Bronze Sword at the bottom. We change the top where it says IID with the name and call it the Neo Blade. When you scroll down, you'll see where it says Weapon Model. Wep underscore SW001 means it is the weapon model for the copper sword. Or bronze sword, my bad. Even then, the item will look just like that item that is the model. You can change this model by choosing other weapons, such as if you wanted it to look like the Wakizashi, Spirit Katana, the Levin Sword, etc. You can change that by simply copy-pasting this entry from the other weapons and putting it in here. So now it'll look like the Levin Sword. Once you're finished with adding both your entries, make sure you click on the top left where it says Save. Before you save, it'll look like it'll have nothing inside. But as soon as you click Save, boom, there it is. This is your items for mods. The stuff that you've made for modding. So, where do you stick that? You right-click your game in Citra, go into Mods, go into ROMFS, and drag and drop these into the folder. I have stuff in here, I'm not going to do that, but this is where you're going to put it. Now, you have created your first item and created your first profile. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please go drop by in the Discord troubleshooting section, and I'll try my best to help out and explain it. Rewind the video as much as you need to, and try to make sure to ask questions that are specific. Otherwise, I hope this was enjoyable and you're able to catch and follow along. I'll see you guys in the next video talking about classes.